guys, just wanted to get on here, I guess, and vent a little bit, maybe talk a little bit about day-to-day life in the NICU. At home right now, coming home and feeding my kitty cats is my escape for my everyday escape. You know, unfortunately, I'm not working. I'm trying to do the whole Mary Kay thing, and I love Mary Kay, but you know that takes a while to build up. So, yeah. Belly, say hi. Sorry, my place is kind of halfway a mess. But yeah, I'm just kind of overwhelmed with emotion right now. You see Belle's tail flicking in the, yeah. It's been an emotional week, guys. I know that ROP is, you know, of all the things that could happen in the NICU, it's not terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. So they're blind like me. I can't see without my contacts, but I didn't want that for my babies. I wanted them to be able to see like their dad without glasses or contacts. But the more nerve-wracking thing about this past week with the Avastin treatment was that Scarlett had to be sedated, and that was scary. When we had the little episode of her oxygen having to be up higher, that was scary, knowing she was going to be under some kind of sedation. But you know, she's okay. And then so that happens, and then Hurricane Florence comes through and just devastates North Carolina, especially the coast of North Carolina. I know I have my friend who lives in the area. She was able to evacuate her and her family, but they don't really have much of a home to go back to. And then I wasn't able to get in touch with my dad for a couple days, and that was just, I talk to my dad every day. I mean, on July 4th, when I called him and told him that I needed him, he was on a plane, the first plane he could get down here. So that just lets you know, I mean, we talk every night. He knows everything. Well, not everything, but you know what I mean. It just kind of lets you know our relationship. So not being able to speak with him for a couple days was just, it's going crazy. And, you know, thank heavens that we were in a good swing with the babies. But I am so grateful that I was able to hold both of my babies at the same time. So grateful. But I'm a little mad too. Not that I got to hold them, but that it's taken this long and it was so short. And it's nothing against the nurses or the doctors of the hospital itself. When you go in the NICU, you're supposed to wash your hands for 3 minutes. You're supposed to doctor scrub from your fingertips to your elbows for 3 minutes, because that's how long it takes for bacteria to die. If you do it any less than that, you're just making the bacteria on your arms mad and go crazy, but you're not actually doing anything. Don't look at my awful hair. I'm sorry. And we do that every time. You know, that's one reason why I had wanted to do that satin handset, but that's for another video. You know, for the mamas, because our hands go through crap washing for 3 minutes every time we enter that NICU. If we exit for any reason, we have to re-scrub. And I'm irritated, and I've posted about it before. But it just, there are so many people who come in, will wash their hands for 10 seconds, if that, put the gown on and walk in. And their whole thinking, and I got talking to one of my friends in the NICU, and she was telling me that she said something to somebody one day, and their whole thinking was, well, I'm not touching the baby, so it's okay. Who gives a crap if you're touching your baby or not? Because here's the deal. I'm going to explain to you this thing called chain of events, or the ripple effect, as to why my babies cannot be together despite the fact that they're siblings. My son had Aspergillus. My daughter had MRSA in her blood. Okay, I get the MRSA, the staph infection, is highly common in the hospital. I get that. But the Aspergillus is so rare that one of our neonatologists is actually going to publish an article about Aspergillus in neonates using my son as an example. So yes, we can save other babies, but it's because of crap like what I'm about this washing your hands thing, this chain of events, that he even had it to begin with. Okay, so let me explain this to you. You come in. You don't wash your hands for 3 minutes. You wash them for 10 seconds. You just get that bacteria a little ticked off, right? You go in. You don't even touch the baby. You don't touch your baby. Okay, that's fine. Your baby is safe. Here's the problem. You touch the bed or the food pump or, something in the vicinity of your baby, right? Okay. Then your nurse comes in and she's got to change something. So she's got to touch the hand. Now, and the nurses are amazing. I've watched them all, hand sanitize between everything else. But say your nurse is in the middle of helping you to change a diaper, okay? Touched the bed that you, with your nasty hands, just touched. And then something happens to my baby, okay? An emergency. She's crashing, okay? God forbid, but this is just an example. This is probably how Jesse ended up with Aspergillus. He wasn't breathing right because he was a lazy white boy and didn't want to breathe right for the longest time, okay? So she's got to close your bed up real fast and run to save my baby's life, right? And she doesn't have time to glove up and everything else in between. She does the hand sanitizer real fast, but it's not enough. Your contaminated hands have now passed on whatever contaminants were on your hands to your bed. Then it went on to the nurse's bed, who then had to rush over to my baby's bed. So you are not just responsible for your baby. You are responsible for every other baby in that unit. Whatever you bring on your hands, you have the potential to pass on to not only your child, but my child, and my friend's child, and the other baby that's right next to my child. It's a chain of events. Just because you aren't touching your baby doesn't mean that you won't touch something else that will harbor the bacteria just long enough for the nurse to get it on her hands, not meaning to. And face it, guys, like I just said, it takes 3 minutes of good hand washing for bacteria to die. So yeah, the hand sanitizer is great, but it doesn't get everything. And I'm not blaming the nurses at all because they're amazing. I've watched them all. They do what they can. But if you guys aren't going to be compliant, then don't bother coming. Because you're not just infecting one baby. You're infecting a bunch of them. And that's the reason my children can't be by themselves now. Or can't be together now. That's why when I do come and visit, I have to sit with one for a little while, de-gown, rewash, and put a new gown on. Because I can't risk there might be some left over. That's why after 10 weeks, they have been together in the same pod right across from each other for 2 or 3 weeks now. And I still can't hold them together. Without blankets and towels and everything else in between, just to put a buffer on it. If you're going to go visit someone in the hospital, please follow the rules. This doesn't just go for NICU. It goes for anybody in the hospital. Okay? But yes, it was amazing being able to hold my babies, and I love them so much, and I wish I could hold them all the time like that. That was so sorry. Okay? Wash your hands, people. Love you. Bye.